Dear children, welcome back to the poem The Ant and the Cricket. I'll read the poem and I'll give the explanation now. Listen to this stanza 1. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground, not a flower could be seen, not a leaf on the tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? This stanza talks about a young cricket who was called silly or foolish. Accustomed to means used to or addicted to singing and dancing. It was so happy, so it spent the whole sunny summer and spring singing happily and merrily, not bothered about the winter season or about the future. So he was called a foolish cricket who can work hard because he is very young. It wasted the whole summer happily by dancing and singing. The season had changed, winter had come now. The cricket began to complain. Why was he complaining? Because he has nothing to eat in his cupboard. When he found that his cupboard was empty, he started complaining. Why was his cupboard empty? Because he was dancing during the summer, not storing any food or grains for the winter or for the future. So, now the winter had come, he found his cupboard empty. He is not happy and he became very sad, and so he is complaining. Not a crumb. What is a crumb? It means a very, very small piece of bread. What does it complain? He did not find even a crumb, small piece of bread to eat in his cupboard. He couldn't go out also because it was winter. It is so cold, the trees, the ground, everything is covered with snow. Not a flower to be found. How will I survive? What will happen to me? The cricket was thinking like that and he was so worried about it. Now let's move on to the next stanza. At last, by starvation and famine, made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. What do we mean by starvation and famine? Both the words refer the same meaning, the hunger. Hunger made him bold, and at last he decided to go out or go ahead or to set off his journey to meet a miserly ant. Miserly means very stingy ant. He at last decided to get the help from the ant. So he goes out. It was so cold outside and he got wet because of the snow. He was trembling and dripping with cold and shaking and shivering because of the winter outside. Still, he started his journey to meet the ant and find out whether it would grant him or it would give him something to eat so that he can keep him alive and can survive in the world. Him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. What did he first want from the ant? First thing, he wanted shelter from the ant because he is shivering and trembling or dripping of wet, and the next thing, a mouthful of grain or something to eat because he was so hungry and starving, otherwise he would die. He wanted only to borrow and he would repay that tomorrow. Tomorrow here means the coming summer. He was telling that he was in great sorrow and sadness. If the ant wouldn't give him shelter and food, he would die of hunger and sadness. Says the ant to the cricket. Now we'll move on to the next stanza. Says the ant to the cricket, I'm your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? What, the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Till now, the cricket was speaking to the ant, but in this stanza, now the ant is speaking to the cricket. And what does he say? He says, I am your servant and your friend, and gives an important message to the cricket that we ants never borrow or lend. He says, I'm sorry, we never take anything from anybody, and we don't give anything to anybody as a debt also. So I can't really give you anything. But tell me, dear sir, did you lay nothing by? Lay nothing by means, did you not save any food for winter? Tell me, dear sir. Now the ant is questioning the cricket. Did you not save anything for the winter? The cricket replied, Quath. Quath means said, not I. What did the cricket say? Not I. It means I did not save anything for winter. My heart was so light, so I sang day and night. He says that his heart was so light. Light doesn't mean the opposite of heavy. Here it means very happy. He says that he was so happy and busy in merrymaking, and he was so cheerful and sang the day and night, and I kept on singing and roaming around. Nature looked gay. Nature looked so happy that I couldn't control myself, said the cricket. You sang song, sir? You say? Go then. Now the ant is getting little bit angry here and said, it asked the cricket, are you telling me that you kept on singing all the day? If you did that, go away. The ant asked the cricket, are you telling me that you kept on singing all the day? You did that? Go away and sing the winter also. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable. I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. Thus ending, he hastily lifted out the wicket. Thus ending means he wanted to cut the conversation with the cricket, not ready to help and also not ready to answer the cricket. He said, no, I will not give any food. If you have wasted the summer month, go ahead. I will not give anything for the winter. He hastily lifted the wicket out of the door. Hastily means hurriedly or quickly or in a hurry. Wicket here refers to the black wings of the cricket and also the small door or a gate. The poor little cricket is thrown out of the door. The ant hastily, very quickly lifted and opened the door and turned the cricket out of the door. Folks call this a fable. I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. The poet means that the fable is true for human beings as well. These 2 insects, the ant and the cricket, are being compared to human beings. Though 2-legged, some people behave like the cricket. It's true, some of us behave like the cricket. It's true, some of us behave like 4-legged cricket. Let's think about the values we learn from this poem. We should not be like the cricket. We must be like the industrious, hardworking ant. We must be responsible for our future, and we should always do our work on time and be happy always. Hard work leads to fruitful life. Thank you, children. See you soon.